Okay, so James Harden and Daryl Morey is beefing once again. They are beefing like beefaroni. Now, James Harden was at an event in China, basically letting the world know that Daryl Morey is a liar and he will never work for him, will never play for him again. Now, these two were in unison when they used to be in Houston, James Harden, Daryl Morey, and the Philadelphia 76ers hired Daryl Morey for the front office. And Daryl Morey promised, I don't know promise is the correct word, but he was pretty motivated in trying to get James Harden up out of there, respecting James Harden's wishes, and tried to orchestrate a trade to another team. Now, there were some reports out there that suggest that James Harden wanted to go to the Los Angeles Clippers. Los Angeles Clippers really don't have anything that the Philadelphia 76ers want, unless it include Paul George or Kawhi Leonard. Okay? So, you got that situation going on. You also had James Harden, he pretty much said this last season, talking about do not be surprised if he goes back to Houston. The Houston Rockets, they have a lot of young talent. Ime Udoka is the head coach over there. But I don't think the Houston Rockets were set on bringing James Harden back again. They was lukewarm about it, and they were possibly kicking the tires around, but, they wasn't really serious in trying to get James Harden. So when you got those two destinations, one really doesn't have enough pieces that you would want in the Los Angeles Clippers, and the Houston Rockets, they have some pieces that the Philadelphia 76ers may want, but the Houston Rockets are not unloading them pieces because they're going to try to contend this season with said pieces. So when you got all that, and then you had the possible theories of, swapping James Harden to the Blazers in return, the 76ers get Dame Dollar. You had that rumor going around. I don't know if that rumor was really was really serious. I just think it was just something that someone probably talked about in an article, and then that's when it started getting traction and things of that nature. But James Harden talks about how he signed a contract, leaving some money on the table for the Philadelphia 76ers to add additional talent last season. And he thought he was going to get rewarded by, if it didn't work out, Daryl Morey would, trade James Harden elsewhere if James Harden felt like wanting to be traded elsewhere. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, the reason why James Harden is with the Philadelphia 76ers, he's on the other half of 30. Two, his talent don't really translate into a winning culture basketball, winning titles. James Harden, when the last time you said James Harden was in the NBA Finals, where he was a game away from getting winning a championship? James Harden's talent really don't measure up to winning basketball or long-term winning basketball. Now, in the regular season, he's going to show out. He's going to mess around, get a triple-double. He may be MVP of the regular season, but when the postseason starts, James Harden fickles. I mean, due to his injuries, and we done tried this James Harden experiment. We tried it in OKC. We tried it in Houston. We tried it with the Brooklyn Nets. And now we're trying to try it again with the Philadelphia 76ers. And it just doesn't result to anything. other than a first round exit or a second round exit. Two, James Harden's on the other side of 30. And, James Harden was never the guy that, was a workout warrior or kept his body in check. I mean, he's not that guy. Plus, James Harden has, other interests, with nightlife, going to the strip club and things like that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying when you're on the other side of 30, you need to get plenty of rest, and you need to be on a heavy nutrition schedule, and you need to be constantly working out. Why you think LeBron James is, a lot of people think I hate LeBron James, but the one thing I, respect about LeBron, there's a lot of things I respect about LeBron James, but the one thing I totally respect in LeBron James, he treats his body like a temple. He's consistent on what he has to do to get to the next season. And I can see LeBron James playing another 5 years. I don't see that with James Harden. I just don't. So when you got all those factors playing in, what team is willing to give him a max contract and give up a lot of key pieces just to get James Harden? Who's willing to do that? Certainly not the New York Knicks, because the New York Knicks are saying, okay, why settle on James Harden when we can possibly get Joel Embiid? Maybe Joel Embiid has grown tiresome and grown wary of the Philadelphia 76ers, and he may ask for a trade next summer. So why just settle on James Harden when, Joel Embiid may be on the outside looking in if you're the New York Knicks? If you look at a team that's, rebuilding, why would the Orlando Magic give up their talent, a lot of their talent, just to get James Harden? For what? How far they're going to go? So it's just one of those type of things that, I mean, he's stuck behind the 8 ball, but he kind of put himself in behind the 8 ball. I think the days of player empowerment is not as strong as what it used to be. Let's put it that way. I want to say player empowerment is pretty much gone, because if you look at the new CBA, you can't just have 3 max players like you used to. And if you do have 3 max players, you're not going to have enough money to fill up the roster. So, and players orchestrating when they want to play, how they want to play, who they want to play for, I think those days are gone. And that was the James Harden era. The day and Kawhi Leonard. LeBron, to a certain extent, even though he birthed it, but LeBron, I feel like the way how LeBron takes care of himself, he's going to be deserving of another multi-million-dollar contract. So, and I can see LeBron playing 5 or 7 years. I can't see James Harden playing, another 5 or another 3. So, this is going to get messy. I'm pretty sure James Harden is going to play his way out of shape. He's not going to take practice seriously. He's not going to take taking care of himself seriously, and he's going to just eat himself out of the Philadelphia 76ers. But if I was James Harden, I would just play where I'm able to play, which is the Philadelphia 76ers, and then roll the dice, and hopefully y'all can win a title with you and Joel Embiid. I just don't see a lot of teams knocking on the door for James Harden. He's in the same situation like a Kyrie Irving. Nobody wasn't really going to give Kyrie Irving a max contract. He found one sucker, the Dallas Mavericks, and now he's stuck with Chuck. A lot of people thought that Kyrie Irving was going to become a free agent and he was going to go to wherever team he wants to, and they're going to give him a max contract and they're going to beat to his drums. He came crawling back to the Dallas Mavericks because it was the only team that was only going to give him a max contract. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces.